channel, and I hope you're having a really great day. My name is Chelsea Pfeffer, and this channel we are having prickly talks, which I like to refer to conversations that are hard to have and a lot of people don't have. Today we're going to be talking about being a trucker wife. I've been a trucker wife I've been married to my husband for 4 years, and he's been trucking for a year. Before that, he did construction. He was a dump truck driver, and so he had long hours, very, very unpredictable. Before that, he was a tow truck driver. That was a really hard job because it was really scary because people don't know how to pull over when there's a tow truck. Sorry, I'm really tired tonight. And I'm dizzy from my MS today. But when tow truck drivers are on the side of the road, people don't know how to pull over so they can make sure this is safe for people who are literally saving lives. Anyways, that'll be a different conversation. Tonight I want to talk about the life of a trucker wife, just a very small part of it. I'm one of the lucky ones where my husband comes home every weekend. There's some wives that don't get to see their husbands for weeks or months on end. I'm really fortunate that I get to see my husband every weekend. It's still really hard though. You have long nights, where nights you can't sleep. For example, right now is after midnight. I'm having the hardest time actually trying to go to sleep. I just got off the phone with him a minute ago, and I miss him dearly. I miss my best friend. And at night, he likes driving at night because he doesn't have to deal with you, the public, what we call pedestrians, who literally give him migraines and all the fun things throughout the day because people are so disrespectful to truckers, and they are treated like crap on a frequent basis. And I just wanted to remind people that truckers are, I'm not saying all of them are good, not all of them are bad. Every profession has good people and bad people, but I feel that they are road gods. They literally bring everything to us. Food, housing, medical supplies, anything and everything. The only reason why we have anything is because truckers and their families sacrifice for you guys. And some get paid really well, some don't get paid great. We live comfortably-ish, but it's not about the money, it's about the fact of they are providing a community service, and people are just so rude and disrespectful. They cut them off. They flip them off all the time. They're always getting mad at them when the pedestrians are usually breaking the rules and not obeying the laws and not being respectful of people around them. One thing that's a big problem is people don't know how to not be afraid of them. I understand that these are big, huge machines, and I call them death machines. And not because the person driving in them is causing the problem, it's because people like to cut them off, or they slam on their brakes, or that's usually what happens. People cut them off and slam on the brakes. And you guys need to remember, they stop a lot slower than we do because their trucks weigh tens of thousands of pounds. I mean, on average, they weigh like 30 to 40 pounds. They're 30 to 40,000 pounds. I don't know. And it just really depends on what they're carrying and how much your truck weighs. And it really does vary. But either way, they can't stop as fast as pedestrian vehicles do. And so the number one, whenever I call him, that's the first thing not always, but most of the time, that's the first thing he talks about, is how ignorant and how aggravating people are around him. And these people who are driving vehicles and who have a vehicle and have the parts for the vehicle and have the gas to actually drive, they forget that the reason why they have access to that kind of stuff is because of the trucker that you flipped off or that you cut off or that you're irritated by. Don't be afraid to drive around them. If a trucker's in front of you, it's not a big deal. Get over it. You'll be okay. The reason why you'll be okay is because even before my husband was a trucker, I like driving behind truck drivers because they're 99% of the time, they're good drivers and they're safe because they do this for a living and it's what they do and it's how they provide for their family. And so they work really hard on being safe because they want to go back home to their families. And it's really frustrating because there's been a lot of times where my husband has been put into really crappy situations because of pedestrians um, putting them in danger, you know. And about 90% of the time, if a truck driver gets into an accident, even if it's not their fault, they usually get pinned for it. Because everyone's like, oh, it's a truck driver, it's a truck driver, it's a truck driver. It's not always a truck driver. Most of the time, it's not the truck driver. Most of the time, it's the stupid people around them. For example, when they climb hills, we live in a state that we live in Utah, and we have lots of canyons, and he goes to Denver a lot, and he goes to other mountainous areas back here in the West. And so when they climb a mountain, they have to get a certain amount of momentum going up the hill. And um, a lot of the times what happens is they'll go up the hill, cars are like, oh my gosh, I have to cut around them. I have to get in front of them. I can't be behind them for some reason. They have that feeling. And so they get up and they cut them off and slow down. And what that does is A, puts everybody in danger. B, now the truck driver has to slow down. They lose their momentum, and where their trucks are so big, it's not easy for them to climb back up the hill anymore. And so a hill that would take 30, 40 minutes, it could take them like an hour to get up the hill. Really, it depends on the hill. There's so many different variances of it, but still, in general, it causes so many problems. And I sit here at home terrified, you know, um, grateful that my husband has a good job and he works for a good company. And next year we're going to buy our own truck, which is going to be a really great, amazing investment for us. But then it still terrifies me because there's always that fear of that one stupid person that can jeopardize my husband's life and everybody around him. And it could jeopardize our income and our family. And where I can't work anymore, he's our sole provider, And even more importantly than that, he's my husband. He's my best friend. He's my love. And I couldn't imagine him not coming home. And I'm in a whole bunch of different trucker wife groups where, I hear stories about that happening where their husbands don't come home because they died or something happened to them because somebody around them is being stupid and they feel that they're better than them. So, be aware of what you're doing. Remember that person has a family that's waiting for them. They have a wife or a husband that's waiting for them to come home and are sad and lonely at night and miss them dearly. And if you decide that you are better than them, you need to stop, because you need to remember the only reason why you have anything is because that truck driver. And so don't cut them off. If you see them pulled over on the side of the road, move to the next lane. Like that with any vehicle that's a working vehicle. Like even a pedestrian vehicle, if they're on the side of the road, pull over. Move to the other lane. If you see a tow truck driver, give them the same respect. I remember the first time I saw my husband on the side of the road in a tow truck, and he was loading somebody up on the tow truck. And I was like, oh, I was so excited. I was waving at him even though I know he couldn't see me. And I was so excited. And then I moved over to the next lane and I realized that nobody was doing that. And he almost got hit a couple times. And I had a total panic attack. I'm like, you can't do this job anymore. And he was able to quit for like another year or two, because it was a job and it was a good job and it was providing for our family. But at the same time though, he almost got hit on a frequent basis, and that's so sad that as a society we find that it's acceptable to treat people who are helping us. And it's so sad that we don't understand or we don't accept the fact that these people are literally servants to the community, and not as a servant that you are allowed to take advantage of, but a servant, someone who is providing a service for you, you know. So anyways, I hope that someone listens to this and you guys start working with this, just for the simple fact that we need to be respectful of people who are on the road, especially people for who are providing something for us. You know, remember, these people have families, and they have spouses, and they have children, and they have parents and grandparents and nieces and nephews that they need to come home to, and that someone is, and that they are making a lot of sacrifices to help provide goods for you. So anyways, sorry for the lecture. I'm kind of good at lecturing, aren't I? Anyways, on the upside, I quit smoking about 2-3 months ago. I had one cigarette. I had one in the beginning, and it was awful. And I went and saw my dentist today, and I didn't have any cavities. I'm really excited. We're actually going to be fixing, I had a really bad cavity here. I had a root canal, so this tooth is a little discolored. And we're going to be whitening my teeth this next month and getting that tooth fixed. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. Please subscribe for my channel. If you have any topics you want me to talk about or cover, I would love to. And just send me a message or comment below. And I'd love to help you guys out. Have a great day. Night.